All right, so happy early new moon. This is an amazing, amazing new moon for manifestation, for all the juicy stuff to land. I'm so happy to see so many of you here live with me as well. You might catch the replay if you're on Instagram or YouTube, but otherwise, if you're on Facebook, hello, hello in my Facebook group. I love you all, and from all over the world, I love it. So let's get into it. I'm going to do just go through a couple of astrology events that's happening this whole weekend, which makes this new moon so juicy. And then I'm going to do a pick a pile little card pull for you as well. But first, also, I want to say thank you for everyone that has bought my 15-minute audio reading. You will receive them before the new moon tomorrow evening on Pacific time, so wherever you are, but it's happening at 6:39. My angel numbers, as you know, not just mine, but the Magic of the Universe 369 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday. So I have 2 more spots for those 15-minute readings. It's not something that I offer outside my local farmers market, so jump on those 2 spots. The other 6 spots sold within 12 hours now since I put it on. So thank you for that, and you will have that by tomorrow afternoon before the new moon. Okay. Okay. So let's get into it. So this new moon, as I said, happening tomorrow, Thursday afternoon, depends on where you are. If you're in Europe, add 8 or 9 hours, depends on where you are. And this new moon, you've probably already felt it. I feel like we're in this huge shift. I did a lot of sessions yesterday. I've been DMing through the weekend before as well. And there's these big shifts that are taking place right now. So the first thing that I want to say and encourage you all to do is to really dream big here, okay? When you get your feelings into the highest, most amazing timeline, that's where you pull yourself out of of the glass ceilings of earlier limitations and everything. And this whole energy is helping you break this down. So today, Wednesday, if you're catching it, we have the moon is already in Virgo. The new moon is going to happen 22 degrees. The moon is already in Virgo, and right now it's opposing Saturn, right? So this can be a bit of a tension energy. Maybe you've already gotten the insights, but just Saturn can hold that, limitations. But then we want to get into the mastery of Saturn, because Saturn is amazing in long structures and what you want to plant for your future, for a long lasting future in those structures too. So see where you come up against those glass ceilings, and I'm going to talk about that, about changing your story, right? Because that's where it's really, really important to be aware of it first. We often we're not aware of those glass ceilings until we really create space to sit in it, because it's all that we've ever known. And this is the magic that happens with my clients as well, right? I to work with me, then I give you a different perspective, so that you've maybe not even thought was possible because you haven't experienced before. And that's that big, deep, life-changing energy that we're working with. So today, pay attention to those glass ceilings coming up. If you're going through, it might already be loud for you from this weekend as well. And then what's happening is that tomorrow, well, first the moon is going to exactly trine Jupiter tomorrow, so you might start feeling the expansion tomorrow already. And this is in your Virgo house, and then where Taurus is as well, because Jupiter and Uranus is in Taurus, so it depends on where that is in your chart, right? So that expansion can start to come in of like, yes, I'm going to believe in my dreams, I'm going to create all this, I'm already creating these amazing opportunities, right? So feel into that expansion coming in. And then we have on Thursday evening, depends on where you are, into Friday, we have then also the sun making that beautiful trine to Uranus. And Uranus is that quick shift, is the revolutionary, is unexpected. So we can't always see this coming. And that's what's so important to remember too, when you are changing your story, because the mind is going to come into like, well, this is not possible. I've tried this a million times. This might come up today, right? With Saturn there, like, well, I've tried and I've tried and I've tried and I've tried and it doesn't work. Well, that's exactly when you're about to be in a breakthrough moment. So that's happening then on Friday with the sun trining Uranus, and the moon too, but the moon moves faster. So this unexpected insights and unexpected opportunities can come in, and that's why I want you to really focus on your highest, most impossible dreams. They're never impossible, so that you can be in that energy, so that then the amazingness can happen this weekend. And then on Friday we also have Mercury, also in Virgo, stationing direct finally. So if you've been feeling that things haven't been working as fast, Mars is in Libra too, it might take a little bit of time, but the insights can really just land and then shift on an outer, in your outer reality too, but has to land first. So be really open to, well, first creating space. You have to create space away from your mind, away from the noise of the world. You have the power to create everything that you want within you, regardless of what happens around you or in this world. That is one way, just an illusion of fear or limitations put on us. When we tune into our real power, that's where the magic happens. So really creating this space for yourself, and then observe what's happening within you. What are those limiting stories that you don't think that is even possible? And your mind might just, come up against them again of like, well, this is not possible because I've tried and I've tried and I've tried and I tried. Well, this time I do think that what you've been working on is really here to expand, okay? And then on Friday, to continue, yes, making room for the expansion. Exactly. Beautiful. I'm getting comments here too. So that's exactly what it is. And this, just to go into that, okay, this is me. We're going to go into that a little bit, because that's so important with manifestation, right? To make room for the new. And that's what letting go of control is. That's what ultimate surrender is. This is my practice every day of just letting go of what I know, letting go of past experiences to create space. Okay, that's the first thing. If your mind is just full of things all the time, and if you have people around you and you're letting in those energies all the time, there is no space for you to even feel yourself. And if you're someone right now that have maybe want to change things, but don't even know where is that direction for you, where is the passion, where is the light, that is because there's way too much noise, so you can't even hear yourself. Okay, so wherever you are on that scale, or if you are already tuned in but you want more, then create that space. You have to create the space, and you're not going to know, the mind is not going to know what it is to feel, to let go, because there's nothing else to grasp. We can't wait to let go until we have something else to grasp. That's the whole magic. We have to let go of attachment. That is the big human lesson, and live with an open heart. This, for you who are into Gene Keys, which all of you, I recommend all of you to be, because it's phenomenal. Is that this gene key, this new moon, is connected to the 22nd gene keys, which is one of the most beautiful, expansive, I shouldn't say that because all the gene keys are amazing, but this is the 22nd gene key, which is grace and graciousness. And for me, I have that in my chart. And for me, that's kind of how I try to operate from, to go into life with an open heart, not to like, okay, I'm going to see what's going on here, because then you're still a bit guarded, and that's okay. That comes from some kind of survival or some kind of thing that has kept you safe, right? But when you learn that the magic happens when you dare to be vulnerable, when you dare to come in with an open heart, when you dare to come into, this is me, take it or leave it. I don't care, because I love being me. Right? So check out the 22nd gene key if you want to know more about that. But that's also, to me, that's creating space to then see what is the magic, where is the magic. There's magic in every single day, and where is the magic for you now to release those limiting stories, to release the old, all the old things. So going back to Friday, and another event that's happening on Friday that won't happen for another 240 some years. So it's kind of a big deal. It is that this new moon, the moon in Virgo, is is trining Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, and Pluto moves so slow, so it's a cycle of 248, I think, years through the whole system, right? So we won't be back in Capricorn with a Virgo new moon. Okay, we will still have a few more Virgo moons before Pluto moves out of Capricorn completely in the winter next spring. But with this new moon, so Virgo is ruled by Mercury, right? So it's a very understanding and insights. That's what I'm saying. Insights. It's also a very health conscious sign that way and organized that way. But with Pluto here in this trine, Pluto is all about your personal power. Shadow side is obsession, right? And we can be obsessed in our mind as well. So just note that. But Pluto is your personal power. And I wrote a note yesterday in the Facebook group about all the Pluto and Libra generation. So for those, whatever it is, 30 years, we all, around my age, I don't know where, well, let's see here, mine is at the end, so it must have been, if you're maybe, I don't know, born from the late 70s into, or maybe even early 70s, must be early 70s, through the 80s. Around there, you have Pluto and Libra, and Mars is going to hit all of that within the next month if it hasn't already, right? So this is really coming into your power. So going back to this new moon, I know I talk a lot, but there's so much going on with this new moon, and it's all landing, and we all create magic. Yes, I'm happy to see that in the chat. And so this is really about coming into your personal powers, and that's why we have to let go of perceived limitations or experience limitations. But now it's time to break free from those limitations, okay? And this aspect's happening on Friday is really going to help your mindset to see, oh, this is where I give away my power in my mind or to other people. This weekend is going to help with that too, with the moon in Libra, to other people, to relationships that no longer serve me, that I've been in because I attracted them from my inner child wound. Maybe you both attracted each other from your inner child wound, right? And now it's time to break free from all of that. Isn't that amazing? This opportunity that we have. We always have this opportunity. We can do this anytime, but this weekend so much is aligned with that, okay? And so that's happening on Friday. Let's see here. So this kind of power dynamic, pay attention. Everything is awareness. If you want to change your life, awareness is key, okay? So pay attention to power dynamics within yourself. If you go into that as well, of like wanting to assert power, what is that? What kind of, usually to me, that's a survival, a wall that we've maybe put up. Not saying that to lay flat from your power, but where do you feel like you have to push your power through? And yes, it might be of like standing up for yourself for the not the first time in your life, maybe it is, but for that, right? But it's also then watch the ego there too, so the ego doesn't come and push through that. Okay, and then the weekend, we have the moon in Libra. And as you probably know, we have so many things happening in Libra already because we have the South Node there. We're about to go into Libra season and the eclipses that will be in Libra Aries for the next 18 months. And if you are in Reno, by the way, listening to this, I do have a really amazing manifestation workshop on Saturday. And then in 2 weeks from now with the Aries full moon, which is the theme of the eclipses. So wherever you are, obviously, that Aries full moon in 2 weeks from now is going to be the theme of the next 18 months. And I have a full day retreat for you in Reno, or if you want to come and visit me and be with the retreat, I have it here too on the 30th. Okay, so this weekend with the moon in Libra, it's going to move, being conjunct on Saturday, Mars. So we have the moon and moon and Mars here, which is feminine and masculine, sextiling Venus as well. So it might be the themes of the summer because Venus has been in Leo, and then the retrograde, everything this whole summer, right? So also seeing, okay, where do you need to talk it through? Where in relationship? And maybe it's the masculine feminine relationships as well. It might be within you, the doer versus the being and the receiver. Where does that dynamic want to find more balance? We're in Libra here. And then we have the South Node in Libra as well, which is already helping us to reevaluate everything that Libra stands for in your chart. So we have all this beautiful dynamics too. So Saturday, have those hard conversations if they are those hard conversations that you want to have, because it's a seeking for, it's the energies is helping to harmonize this weekend as well, right? And finding that balance. So pay attention to what all of this is leading into this weekend, because we have so much transformation going on. And as you say here too, and I've been feeling it so strongly too. Yes, the weekend was emotional. We had the moon in Cancer, and that just hit a different way. Jupiter stationed retrograde, all the things, right? So you're already feeling it. So use this whole rest of the week to create that space for yourself, so you can move with these energies, because it's going to be loud, what doesn't serve you, and then it's going to help you in having the hard conversations, whether that is with yourself or someone else. And it's going to help you have the mindset and the insight and the clarity, what it is that wants to be adjusted in your life, so that you can live more in your power and in harmony within yourself and in your soul-led life, and making those breakthroughs in your mind. And that will happen outside as well, and emotionally, obviously too. Okay. And as I said too, this aspect of seeing really where you're giving away your power. And it can be in your mind too. You're giving away your power to limiting beliefs. But it's also what often comes up. Maybe I should do a animal card with that too. Because these are really good with that. What often comes up as well about giving away your power is it's if you are waiting for someone to act a certain way or on something. If you're listening to this and you feel like you often go into that, or if you're in that right now and it's really loud of like, oh, I wish this person would do that, or I'm just waiting for them to get their act together for this and this, whether it's a personal or if it's in business, if there's anything like that, that is giving away your power. Now, I understand that sometimes things have to align. We can't force things to happen, right? And I think the Mercury stationing direct is going to help us with that more forward momentum. But just being mindful here, if you are giving away your power to someone else, where you can actually take control over that, or take, rather than using control, because that tends to be in our mind and tends to sometimes go against the universe, because it's like the human agenda instead of the pace of the soul, right? It's about taking responsibility. And that's what's the Jinky 22nd, by the way, is so much about taking responsibility and honoring yourself and your soul journey. You are the only one that can heal your wounds. You are the only one that can align yourself to manifest your highest dreams. You are the only one that can get you out of your head and out of the to-do list, and to really take responsibility for that. And then I think some of you also need to hear, you have to also leave. You don't have to do anything, but if you want to free yourself, it's beneficial for you to leave other people's responsibility, especially your close ones, leave their responsibility to take care of themselves. Because a lot of times, I know you are so many caregivers in here in holding people's energies. And I'm not saying that if you're working with it, but just used to holding people's energies and being the doer and stuff for your loved ones. But then you're also not giving them the opportunity to step up. And it might be uncomfortable for them, and it's probably uncomfortable for you too, because you want them well, right? But that's about taking responsibility for yourself and leaving what someone else's responsibility for them. Okay, because you have the responsibility to go for your dreams. Okay, and the best, whenever we talk about relationships, close relationships, the best you can do to help someone else is to help yourself to be the inspiration, to walk your talk that you want that person to be inspired by. We can never change anyone else. Okay, so I wanted to put that in there too. Some of you probably needed to hear that. Okay. Beautiful. That would be amazing. Yes, I'm in Reno, Nevada, close to Lake Tahoe. That would be amazing if anyone wants to come here for that retreat day starting Friday evening, and through Saturday. We'll see what magic happens, right? Okay, let me see here if there was anything else I wanted to mention. Also on Saturday, with that, we also have a Venus squaring Jupiter, which is any aspect to Jupiter. Even if it's a square, it's a tough square. It might be some tough love, but Jupiter is so expansive, right? So we have another Venus square Jupiter day on Saturday, and this is about what do you want in your life? What is your passion? So how do you bring more pleasure and passion into your life? How do you bring more joy into your life, and that makes you happy? And doing that, taking responsibility to change up your routines, right? Jupiter is in Taurus right now, to really put that into your day or into your week as well, because life is supposed to be so much easier than most of us, at least I know listening right now, have been programmed to. Okay, when we go with the flow and when we meet resistance, we know that, oh, maybe that's not a route to take, unless it's you're meeting resistance with your own fear, right? That's a different thing. But going with the flow and allowing the mind to stop controlling, trying to figure things out, and just living with that open heart. That is the magic of this life, and that is what creates the magic and the peace within you, regardless of what goes on around you. Okay, and that creates then the magic and the synchronicities outside of you too. Okay, so that's on Saturday. Let me see if there was anything else. I think I had a feeling too, some of you might be going through some mother wounds in taking back your power, because with the Moon and Mars conjunction, and then Moon in Libra, and then with the South Node, it might be something there for some of you as well, taking back your power from who you are. Okay. All right, and then last thing I want to say before I do a couple of card pulls here is that what I said when I put on this live, what is so important here, and that I've kind of woven through these last 20 minutes, is to change your story. Okay, we create our story from what we think is possible, how we've grown up, the mindset of our parents, our culture, religion, society around us, and that is what we are expanding, and the limiting ones that we're breaking free from. But you have to be aware first of your narrative, and also what you are keep talking about and keep saying, and the words that you're using as well, to be really conscious about those words. Are they coming up against, are you talking like you're coming up against the ceiling, right? And yes, I know that the mind has a million very valid reasons for what you've gone through before, and why that is a limiting beliefs. But that's why we have to really, what I say, boot camp your mind, or course correct your mind, when you want to get to a higher consciousness, when you want to expand your reality. So pay attention with all these transits. It's beautiful right now. Pay attention. What is loud? Okay, what are you coming up against? Maybe it already landed with the Mercury Kazemi, which is so much about mindset, last Tuesday, a week ago. What are you coming up against there? And then changing that story, even if it's not your reality yet, to actually speak the reality and write your reality, think your reality that you want to live. Not where you're currently living, if it's something in that reality that you want to change, okay? But going into gratitude and mindset of what it is that you already want. Because if your mind and emotions are not on par with what you want to create, you have to pay attention to that, so that you can align that. You can change your story anytime, but it's sometimes takes a little bit of time to really go deep into the subconscious about, whoa, I didn't even realize I had that story, right? So that's why we want to create space. We want to create space to invite the new, but we also want to create space so those old stories can be seen, because your intuition talks to you, your soul talks to you in very subtle ways, okay? So pay attention here. And then for you, for those of you who've been with me for a long time, you know how much I talk about that. Course correct your mind, not from the current experience, but from where you want to go. Everything is possible. And then open your heart to connect with your soul, to connect to this beautiful divine matrix that we are in. That's where the magic happens. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. So align that energy within you. Your mind creates energy too. Okay? Working on your magic story. I love that. Yes, yes, yes. And some of you are going into Akashic Records too. Yes. That's beautiful. Yes, I use Akashic Records a lot, and I use it for myself a lot. I use it for my clients a lot. I started it without knowing that it was the Akashic Record, because for me it was just in my spontaneous awakening about 17, 18 years ago. And it's just to understand so much we can get with that thing, and I do readings in it as well. We can get that observing, right? What is this pattern that maybe you've been working on for lifetimes, or what is this pattern when we can observe with our mind a little bit outside ourselves, because emotions can overwhelm us and then we think this is my only story. But then that's where it's a part of the inner child healing as well. We can take our mind, we can take that scared inner child to say, hey, I got you. You're not all of who I am, okay? But it might feel at that time, might be very real that at times, right? And it might be right in your face that this is the story, but we can still come into our higher perspective, come into our higher self, and hold that part of us that is freaking out and that is scared, because all it wants is love and reparenting, and to be soothed that everything is okay. To be in the unknown is okay as well. Maybe you read the post that I did the other day after I went paddleboarding up in Tahoe, and just this whole summer has just been, I've been meeting so many new people and opportunities and everything, and I just go into it. I'm like, yep, I know I'm meant to be here, or meant to connect with this person. I don't have a clue where it's going to be, and I have to stop my mind to try to know what this connection is going to be, and just like let it just flow. And then just magic happens. I mean, everyone that walks into my life at this point, it's just beautiful, whether it's a friendship and we can lift each other, whether it's a client, however that is, it's just beautiful. But we have to be open and not guarded. We have to dare to be vulnerable and just say, okay, show me what this is about. And maybe not even show me, just be in what this is about. Maybe it's just about that experience in that moment. Oftentimes it is that being in the moment. That's where the magic happens. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So that's what I wanted to talk about all this amazingness happening. Okay. And remember that, well, I don't have notifications on, so maybe those 2 spots are gone, but if you want a 15-minute audio reading, for soul alignment, or you can do a 6 months prediction too. You have to choose which one. Then sign up for that. And I have the links in this video on Facebook. I have it on my website, sanctuarywithinyou.com, and I have it on Instagram as well. Okay, so when I channel, I can't do the the actual the actual like talking about these things that is a little bit more structured in my head, because I'm all up here. But that's there for you. 2 more spots. So I have time to do them all tomorrow. And I believe I might have one more time for a session tomorrow as well. I have a morning session, but for a longer session if you are feeling like you want that boost and step forward. I had many beautiful sessions yesterday, so timely with everything that's going on, and so much clarity happened in those sessions as well. So beautiful. Okay. Okay, let's do, let me see if there was something else. I love all your comments. If you're listening to the replay too, let me know how this lands for you. Oh, you use the Akashic Record as a library. That's beautiful too. I do both, but I tend to do more with the doors. That's beautiful. Soul landing, we create the magic. Yes, yes, yes. Make room for the expansion. A lot of past things coming up. I know. That's the thing. Like what is meant to be healed, when something comes up, it's coming up because it's ready to be healed. When the challenges are loud, they are ready to be healed and alchemized and surrendered and let go of, right? So I know that it can be very, very intense, but allow it to come up and see, okay, this is what I was meant to heal, and work with and change and alchemize. Okay. All right, so let's do pick a pile, and I'll do a few cards each. Okay, so we will do. I don't know if the video says one changes it and one other, so it depends on where you're looking. But we're going to start with the amethyst being number 1. I have to change it like this. Okay, sorry. Okay, we're going to start with the amethyst being pile number 1, and this beautiful Himalayan salt heart being pile number 2. Okay, so tune into what messages is most aligned for you. I know that sometimes you say that if I post something like this, you say that, okay, well, both speak to me, but then try to tune into, okay, well, is it an area in your life that one represents and then the other represents, right? So maybe you can get messages through both that way too, but help with that specifics a little bit. So number 1, amethyst. Number 2, the salt heart. Okay, so what we will do here, so first amethyst for you who chose the amethyst. Ooh, that one, obviously. And then let's see here, what are you working through right now? Okay. And then I want to do my animal card. Are speaking to me too, so let's see what's the message here. Okay, so for the amethyst, you are in this space of a choice. So we see here, so I get it at all. So it's the 2 of Wands. You're in the space of a choice right now. You're standing in this portal, right? Sometimes it can be a choice between your heart and head, and your heart is always going to lead you right. But you have the whole world talking about everything that we've just talked about right now. You have the whole world in your hand. Everything is possible. Infinite possibilities here. But what is it here that, for one, pay attention to if you are doubting your intuition? Your heart always speaks you right, okay, or speaks to the truth. And so tune into that, but sometimes you have to really come into your quiet space in order to hear what's underneath the noise, right? So it might be that, but it's also kind of like planning ahead. Okay, this is what's in my life. I see this possibility, the infinite possibility right now, and making a little bit of like, okay, I'm going to go for it, and this is the first step. Remember, we cannot know. I know the mind wants to know all the steps ahead, but we cannot know them. And when we set what I talked about, like dreaming big, when you dare to dream your impossible dream, then the limitations that are in the way of that is going to come up. That's why we want to set it all the way up here, so that we can get all the way up here, but then all these things are going to come away, come that are in the way of that. It's going to come so they can come up to be healed. Okay, so set your intentions really high, and then see what is the first step. Okay, and especially if you're making big life changes, we are not going to know the 10 steps ahead. We might not know the second step either. Okay, I've lived my life like this for almost 2 decades now, of just having my heart being so loud, my intuition being so loud, making me step out into the unknown, breaking whatever it is that I let go of on the way, and trusting my heart to lead me right, not knowing, allowing yourself to not know why you have a feeling or a longing for this to do, or to take one step, or to talk to one person, or to go somewhere, but trusting that. And usually we do have to move through resistance, either of time, of energy and mindset, or money. One of the 3 is usually there, that our mind is really good at, and the reality is really good at, saying like, hey, but this is your reality. That's where you trust your heart to break through that, to stretch yourself and follow your heart. Okay, so with this here, you are in this choice to really tune in here, so that you can hear your truth, your essence, your love, your power, your magic clearly. Okay, and making that decision and then taking action on it when it's time. Okay, you are breaking. There is something here. About that you're probably in something that might feel like a nightmare, right? But that's what I've been talking about this whole time, like the challenges, the wounding, the trauma, the limited reality is going to be really loud. And when it is, this is what you are leaving. I pulled this card especially for what you are leaving behind, what you are being called to surrender. So for those of you who picked the amethyst here, there's probably a lot in your head, okay? And that might even keep you up at night. But it's a lot in your head. So for you, I'm feeling here really taking the time to get out of your head. I have on my YouTube channel, you have to scroll a bit back to the beginning, but I have it also on the first page. If you go to my website, it will pop out for my grounding meditation. I have a whole meditation package too, but the grounding meditation is free, okay? Whatever you have to get out of your mind to create that stillness in that space. This is for you so that your own mind and other people's energies, boundaries here for you. You can set them here, right, outside of you, so you can create space. And then we have the bumblebee showing up for you here too. And this is about anything is possible. What have I been talking about the whole time here? I just realized anything is possible. Okay, the bumblebee is not supposed to be able to fly because it's so heavy with this tiny little wings, and it does. Okay, so this is about breaking free from any previous limitations or what anyone else, I'm feeling a lot in my head too. So just like what anyone else thinks is possible or not. Just because something hasn't been possible for them doesn't mean it's not possible for you. Okay, that's their story, that's their limitations. You're here to create magic in however way you want to. Okay, so that's your letting go and your work. And let's see here, let's do one more of what you are moving into. If you chose the amethyst, let me know which one you chose and if this resonates. Okay, you are moving into, it's interesting, it came up reverse. I don't usually read reverse, but sometimes they sneak in there somehow, magic ways. So the Queen of Wands reversed here. The Queen of Wands is manifestation, okay? When it's not reversed, it's full manifestation. It's this like fully aligned with your thoughts, with your fire. You know what to manifest. You love yourself. It's just this like, pretty much entrepreneurial energy as well, but really like manifestation queen here, right? But the fact that it came up reversed and I asked what you're moving into, this is a heads up for you, because this is why all that's coming up. There's something here that you might not think is possible. You might resist your own power. Listen to that, okay? You might resist your own power. A lot of times our own light, our own greatness is what we are scared of, because the possibilities, what we can make happen, but that also means that we have to follow our heart and our path. So you might be resisting this. I came up against, I'm doing something with the Chi Institute, chi.us. It's amazing. We're going to talk more about it, but I've tried most of their devices, and with the Chi Palm, one thing that they had, in a certain frequency, it goes in different light frequencies, but in one of them that I tried out, and the first thing was just this like deep of like open up to your own power, and I could feel my own resistance to it. And I'm someone who teaches this, right? And this is what I have to work with too, obviously, just open more. So open to your power, open to your greatness. And I was just like feeling this resistance. I'm like, yes, I will. I will. But at the same time, like it takes some letting go to fully like say yes to that, to fully embody that. So pay attention here if you do feel a resistance to what you think is possible, where your power lays, if you really believe that you can create anything in your life. Okay, and then the last one I will do for you, and then I'm going to move on to the other pile. Let's see here, there was something here, or maybe some of you needed an extra clarification on something. I'm going to do another one, what you're moving away from, what you're being called to let go of. That's what it is. Okay. And then here, yeah, there's doubt here. You're called to let go of that. Okay, this is just clear now. I'm just saying the same thing. Let go of not trusting, okay? Your heart, your intuition, sometimes your gut, depends on who you are. We have that feeling a little bit different how it shows up. Trust your intuition, okay? Let go of anything that is doubtful about yourself, the resources that you have, your own intuition. What if this is not right? What if I'm doing the wrong choice? That might be other people, especially if you've had oppressive energy around you and not getting validation of your own, of your being, of your feelings, your emotion. If you've had actually someone that has said of like, well, no, that's not right, you're not right, especially as children, right? And then we carry that up. If you've been in that oppression or in relationship, then you might be confused. You might have really not learned how to trust yourself on that deeper level. So this is really about trusting yourself. You can make this breakthrough. Everything and anything is possible. You can do it, okay? All right, that was for you who chose the amethyst. Let me know how that resonated. I love to hear it in comments, even if you're watching the replay. Okay, gonna change that energy. What did my tea say? Some of you heard it. May your head and heart speak in one voice, okay? We lead from our heart, and then we put our head into how can we make possible where our heart leads us, okay? How we can make it happen. Find the solutions in here, not only in here, but let the heart lead. The heart will tell you where to be and where to go, and then the mind will say, okay, well, this is how we can act on this, and just togetherness. Beautiful. Okay, so then for you who chose pile number 2, the Himalayan salt heart, there's a lot of oh, no wonder I picked this pile. Okay, I wonder what's going to show up now, because this was all about so much about the portal to your higher self, trusting your intuition, so much about that with the pile that I already did. And the amethyst obviously is so helpful for the crown chakra and for that trusting, right? And then now we have the Himalayan salt. So Himalayan salt is super cleansing, okay? I have a little, well, I have a Himalayan salt lamp that's always on 24/7, but I also have a bowl, and according to, I have a really good Indian friend, and I love learning from different cultures, and so he, it must have been 2 years ago. Since then, I've had a bowl of Himalayan salt, and I change it every now and then. I have to change it now, fill it up. In the, let's see, what did he say specifically? It's this, so what is this for me? This is the southwest corner. I forget why, but the southwest corner, to have a Himalayan salt and to cleanse it out. To change it every day, every few days, every week, just so that it draws your own energies, and me obviously working with so many people, so many sessions, not taking on other people's energies. I'm really rigorous with my whole cleansing process every single session, every single day, and all of it. So and also in our own minds, we collect these things and toxicities and mindset that doesn't serve us, right? And in our body, we collect them too. Part of why I have this shield on, the chi shield, to collect those toxins that are in our environment and in our food and all of that, to bring it out. But Himalayan salt in your southwest corner. Okay, I can talk forever. So the first I'm going to just read here my card is 100%. T quote, perfect. Yes. I'm so happy to help you with more clarity. I love to hear that. Okay, so Himalayan salt. Let's see what is happening with you right now for this moon. I'm going to do, okay, first where you're at. Ooh, that one for sure. And then let's see where you're called to let go. So repeat that. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm going to start with these 3 cards just like I did for the other. Messages regarding that one, and whoa, that's too many. Okay. You want to hear a lot of things, don't you? Okay. All right. So Let me tune into this energy. So Himalayan salt. What you are working with here is so this is the theme is like letting go, right? So feeling it also in my neck, like heavy. Are you carrying a backpack that's not even yours? Are you carrying energies that are not even yours? Really allowing yourself to let go of past limitations too, right? And so the card here is the Queen of Cups. She is very good at nurturing herself. She is very intuitive. It's kind of like on par with the High Priestess, right? Very intuitive. But what I'm feeling here for you is this is about emotional understanding, emotional intelligence, emotional regulation as well. Because really everything in this world, and I believe most of us light workers, if not all of us, is helping us all in this world to be more emotional intelligent, to not react, to not lash out, to not act from our conditioning, but to see and to find more harmony and peace. That's not stuffing things down, because a lot of people benefits from allowing your emotions to come up, allowing yourself to feel what you feel, allowing the ups and downs, all of that things, right? So we have to allow all that. I'm someone who's very emotional too, and I can go from the depths of the emotions to the grace of the emotions as well, right? And I cry so easily, Scorpio moon here. So but however, and I move, the thing here is that to allow your emotions is of essence. I allow those emotions, and they might be strong and they might be fast, but then I move through them, and then they don't have to be stored within me. If you don't allow your emotions to come out, then they're stored and you have to deal with them another time. Okay, they're going to come up. They represent something. Your emotions always guide you. It's like the fish in my animal deck. Fishes in general is about allow your emotions to guide you. Okay, so for you who picked this pile, this is about definitely listening to your intuition always, and we've talked about this thing, creating that space, especially right now, for all of it, for the healing and the manifestation and your passions and all of it, but to also this like see where can you benefit from emotionally regulate, where do you tend to react, those triggers that are coming up, to be able to be healed. And when you work on that, observing and healing all of it, it's going to come a day where triggers are not triggers, even if the mind, because the reality can still be there. But then when you learn that, oh, I don't have to react to the actual reality, I can keep my equilibrium and my love within me. And then it's going to take a time to the reality around us change, but it always adjusts to the reality around us, always adjusts to where we are within us. Okay, so that's for you, that's kind of where you're at right now. And you might be around a lot of people. It might be really clear for you that, whoa, this person is not that, and this person reacts like this. You might just be in a space where you're realizing your own gifts and seeing that, wow, I can see this really clearly in other people as well. But then you might also, with all this like releasing coming up for what doesn't serve you this weekend as well, and maybe today too, is that it might also be relationships that are clear for you, like, whoa, this relationship is actually always draining, or more draining than it is positive. I don't allow any draining relationship in my life anymore. At all, right? And I'm someone that can really hold energy for a long time. I'm very patient that way, right? But when it comes to my personal relationship, it has to be equal at some point, in some way, right? Doesn't might have to happen the same way or at the same time, but to maybe you have around you people that are not willing to take the responsibility, Jinky 22nd, right? Take their responsibility for themselves, to fully do their journey. And then it's up to you to say, okay, is this relationship serving me or not? Where can I pull back from that? Where can I put up a boundary? It might also be with something that you do want in your life still. That's all, you all have free will, right? But then you might have to set up emotional, that's interesting, emotional boundaries. I was supposed to say energetic boundaries, but emotional boundaries. Emotional boundaries, it might be something that you are leaving behind here too, which then ties into, actually, okay, this is just flowing right now. the card that I said where you're letting go of right now, and it's actually the Lovers card. And Lovers is usually, if it's not about someone else, it might be good contracts within us, but this might be actually some of you, people that you love. It doesn't have to be a loving partner, but it might be someone that you feel very connected to. And then with the Moon in Libra this weekend, pay attention to too, is that actually codependency? Okay, so this is what happens if we're pulling this high soul perspective here, and I know it by experience for myself, okay? I've attracted relationships too and friendships that are a codependency because we fulfill each other's child wounds. And it feels like a perfect match because of that. But if you've done your inner work, you might be at a space where you have let go of so much, you've healed so much, you're of a higher frequency. And that's not judgmental. I just look at people who have done more of the healing work. You are lighter, right? You have more space within you because the matter, the conditioning, that's heavy, and toxins and all of that too, right? But when you've done that, aligned yourself to healing, you've let go of so many things. Maybe this relationship is not where it used to be. It's not that anymore, and it can be really emotional if that is a deep attachment, right? And it might also be that setting those boundaries of, okay, this is someone that's really close to me, and I have to leave the responsibility to them. Listen to the 20-second gene key. If you're in my membership, I put it in the chat. And it's powerful. In the book, it's really long because it's a very extensive one. But there might be something here where you're leaving that energy that is getting to be toxic, okay, in one way or another, and leaving that with grace. And forgiving yourself as well, right? For because sometimes we judge ourselves for getting into relationships or situations that we know didn't serve us, or that we think that, how could I let this happen again, or whatever, didn't I see the red flags, all of that, right? It's just that we always operate from the consciousness that we're in. And you're in a different consciousness, a different clarity now than you were maybe years ago, maybe decades ago, maybe a month ago, maybe a week ago, okay? Allow yourself to be that, and don't judge yourself for something that happened in the past. Now is now, and now is now. Also here, what wanted to come in here is the reindeer. So this is about say yes to all your gift, your talent, your wisdom. You're moving in. I feel like this ties into the cards of the week, the soul message of the week that I posted yesterday too, of going through. It was even this death and rebirth. It was the card of past life, but that's the death card in the Major Arcana, allowing things to fall off. And then we had coming into, it's actually talking about creating space when you allow things to fall off, whether that is a mindset, whether that is a conditioning, whether that is a relationship. You create space, and then you can work away on your actual gift, your soul purpose, your talent, maybe something that you have just perceived as a hobby. Maybe it's time for you to take action on that, and maybe this new moon is allowing you to dream about that, and maybe amazing opportunities will already land with this new moon to make that happen, okay? And this is about also what will help you with this is the bat, and the bats are all about finding wisdom in your dream. So this can be your nightly dreams. I love to interpret. I dream a lot, and I dream vividly. I love it. And so this might be at that. So pay attention to your dreams. You might even want to set actually probably right now, I think the moon is just in the beginning of Virgo. As I went to bed last night, it had just gone into Virgo. So it's in the beginning of Virgo, and it's, no, let's see here. Oh, it's opposing Saturn. So, okay. So then tomorrow, it's going to oppose Neptune. And that's the days, if you're in my group or follow my Instagram stories especially, is usually the day that I say, hey, be aware of that. You might have to just keep attention to your energetic boundaries. You might take them in because it's opposing Neptune, which is very all up there and very psychic, right? So with this too, it might be really good for either tonight or maybe even tomorrow night with the new moon, to set that intention when you go to bed of like, show me signs in my dreams. Sometimes it can be signs, right? Sometimes it can also be what we're actually processing and letting go of in our dreams. And then obviously it's also your daydreams here, so pay attention to them. And there's always wisdom in all of those dreams, and it will show you what you need to know. Okay, so then let's do outcome card, what you're moving into. Okay, so Page of Wands. Okay, so you're creating this space by this letting go of maybe emotional attachments, maybe people, maybe contracts that hasn't been good within yourself. Codependency might be in there too. It depends on who you are, since I'm reading for many people here. But what you're moving into then is the new ideas, and this is new passion. So this is opening up the space. Creating that space opens up for the space for new passions, maybe passions that you haven't, or thoughts that you haven't had before. Sorry, I'm forgetting that I have two screens here. That you haven't been aware of before. But when you create that space, allow those passions to come up, and allow them within yourself. Sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know it. Is that like, it can even be shameful or not feeling like, oh, can I really want this? And then that's where you're coming up against your limiting beliefs, right? Of like all these new ideas, and maybe it's not that, maybe it's just new insights, and it's just like, whoa, these passion products and new ideas. There might be people that come with unexpected talk, with Uranus is in the midst of all of this new moon too, right? People coming in, messengers coming in saying like, oh, I thought about this and this, and that might just open up a whole new door, a whole new world for you. So that's what you're moving into. That is beautiful. And then let's see here. I forget what I did for, was it about what you're leaving behind? I think I did another card for that, right? I'll do that. Let me know how this resonates and how it lands for you. What you're leaving behind. Yeah, you might be one of the ones that I said, like, some of you might come up around mother wounds and nurturing wounds within yourself, maybe with your mother, because it is the moon card. So there's something probably that's very loud for you with this moon as well, that we manifest with the new moon, but what stands in the way of that manifestation is going to be loud as well, right, to release. So there is something here deeply subconscious. That's why some it might be mother, but some it might just be that either codependency, conditioning from the past. This is all about the subconscious with the moon card. I'm also sensing it might be something like a conflict within you that you're leaving behind. Maybe that's mind and heart. Like, okay, you know your truth, but then your mind, or your conditioning rather, has told you something else. Or you know your truth, but people around you, your family, culture is saying something else, so it doesn't make sense in your rational mind. But this again is trusting your intuition, where we started here. Okay, really trusting that, because I'm just sensing within some of you might be like that, like inner conflict too, which might have to do with this emotional attachment to what you're leaving as well. So this is allowing that to let go, to really do, I think you're doing really, really deep healing with this manifestation, with blooming out and into who you are too. I do think I have a session open for tomorrow if you do want help with that. Either just energy session to release. I did a few of those yesterday. I'm just helping you with energy alignment and just helping you release, not so much talking. I have other sessions available too, but however, like, spend this rest of your week is really beneficial for everyone to have the time for yourself and to daily, because there's so much shifting and there's so much that can shift really fast for that. So give that love to yourself by prioritizing yourself. Okay, let me know how that resonated for you. Who chose the Himalayan salt? Leave behind what didn't resonate, since it's a general pull. And as I said, I might have 2 more spots. It will automatically sell out when it sells out, and I will get to all of those readings starting tonight. Depends on, I have a collaboration meeting today. I'm really excited. We have several very interesting aspects in our chart, so we can talk forever. We're like equally fascination for each other, but we also have like both of our Neptunes conjunct with other planets and whatnot, so we can go, ooh, all of this, and then trying to bring it back here. But I will start this evening or evening, and then before the new moon tomorrow evening, most of you will get your recording who has bought a 15-minute recorded audio by tomorrow afternoon. Okay, so 2 more spots maybe, unless they've been taken for that. So super excited for that. These are readings that I usually only do exclusively at the local farmers market, but I felt this call to just for all of you online too. If you're all local, could definitely come to my manifestation workshop on Saturday. It's going to be amazing. I am going to be at the market on Saturday or Sunday morning as well in Isle de Wild Park, and then my retreat day with the Aries full moon in 2 weeks is going to be amazing as well. And so thank you so much. We are at an hour. I'm going to stop the recording. If you're listening to the replay, thank you for being here. I'm sending you so much love.